Welcome back, sixth grade. We will continue with chapter 3, lesson 1, hunter-gatherers today. So we'll go ahead and begin on page 3 where we left off at yesterday.
Changing to survive. Climate affected how Paleolithic people lived. Some early people lived in cold climates and made clothing from animal skins to stay warm. They sought protection in available natural shelters, such as caves and rock overhangs. Remember, there were no houses or apartment buildings as we know them in the Paleolithic age. Gradually, humans learned to make their own shelters. People constructed tents and huts of animal skins, brush, and wood. In very cold climates, some people made shelters from ice and snow. In regions where wood was scarce, Paleolithic people used the large bones from dead woolly mammoths or hairy elephant-like animals to build frames for shelters. They then covered the bones with animal hides. People living in warmer climates, on the other hand, needed little clothing or shelter. For the purposes of safety and comfort, however, many lived in caves and huts. These shelters provided protection against attacks by large animals. Fire sparks changes. Life became less difficult for Paleolithic people once they discovered how to make fire. People learned that fire provided warmth in cold caves. It provided light when it was dark and could be used to scare away wild animals. Armed with spears, hunters could also use fire to chase animals from bushes to be killed. Eventually, people gathered around fires to share stories and to cook. Cooked food, they discovered, tasted better and was easier to chew and digest. In addition, meat that was smoked by fire did not have to be eaten right away and could be stored. How did people learn to use fire? Archaeologists believe early humans produced fire by friction. They learned that by rubbing two pieces of wood together, the wood became heated and charred. When the wood became hot enough, it caught fire. Paleolithic people continued rubbing wood together, eventually developing drill-like wooden tools to start fires. They also discovered that a certain stone, iron pyrite, gave off sparks when struck against another rock. The sparks could then ignite dry grass or leaves, another way to start a fire. Language and art. Other advancements took place during the Paleolithic age. One important advancement was the development of spoken language. Up until this time, early people communicated through sounds and physical gestures. Then they began to develop language. Ancient peoples started to express themselves in words for the same reasons we do. We use language to communicate information and emotions. Language makes it easier for us to work together and to pass on knowledge. We also use words to express our thoughts and feelings. The spoken language of early people was constantly growing and changing. New technology and more complicated experiences, for example, required new words. Early people also expressed themselves through art. Some of this art can still be seen today, even though it is thousands of years old. For example, in 1879, a young girl named Maria de Sautuola wandered into a cave on her grandfather's farm near Altamira, Spain. She was startled by what she discovered on the walls of that cave. Primary source. Maria entered the cave and suddenly reappeared, all excited, shouting, "Papa, mira, toros, pintados! Papa, look, painted bulls!" Maria had discovered one of the most famous animal art galleries in the world. From Hands, Prehistoric Visiting Cards by August Ganser. About 10,000 years before Maria's visit, Paleolithic artists had painted mysterious signs, including what looked like a herd of animals, horses, boars, bison, and deer, on the cave's ceiling. In 1940, a cave with similar paintings to those in Spain was discovered near Lascaux, in southern France. Paleolithic cave paintings have been found all around the world. Early artists crushed yellow, black, and red rocks and combined them with animal fat to make their paints. They used twigs and their fingertips to apply these paints to the rock walls. They later used brushes made from animal hair. Early people created scenes of lions, oxen, panthers, and other animals. Few humans, however, appear in these paintings. Historians are not sure why early artists chose to make cave paintings. Early people may have thought that painting an animal would bring hunters good luck. Some scholars believe, however, that the paintings may have been created to record the group's history. They may have been created simply to be enjoyed.
All right, you can see over here, I pulled the picture. It says the Paleolithic art has been found in caves in Argentina. Early people left a message that remains today. And so you can kind of look at that picture there. Go ahead and click on it and maybe enlarge it here for you. And you can see one of these paintings that was found in a cave. And another painting here that was found, and this was of the animals that they talked about. So you can kind of take a quick look at that as well.
The Ice Ages. Guiding question. How did people adapt to survive during the Ice Ages? Tools and fire were two important technological developments of Paleolithic people. Throughout history, people have used new technology to help them survive when the environment changes. The Ice Ages were major environmental disturbances. The changes they brought about threatened the very survival of humans. What changes came with the Ice Ages? The Ice Ages were long periods of extreme cold that affected all of Earth. The most recent Ice Age began about 100,000 years ago. Thick sheets of ice moved across large parts of Europe, Asia, and North America. As the ice sheets, or glaciers, grew larger, the water level of the oceans was lowered. The low sea levels exposed a strip of dry land connecting the continents of Asia and North America. This strip of land was known as a land bridge. The land bridge acted as a natural highway that allowed people to travel from Asia into North America. From there, Paleolithic peoples moved southward to settle in different regions. How did the Ice Ages affect humans? Ice Age conditions posed a grave threat to human life. To survive in the cold temperatures, humans had to adapt or change many areas of their lives. One way they adapted their diets was by enriching meals with fat. To protect themselves from the harsh environment, they learned to build sturdier shelters. They also learned to make warm clothing using animal furs. Paleolithic people used fire to help them stay warm in this icy environment. The last ice age lasted about 90,000 years, ending between about 9,000 and 8,000 BC.
All right, lastly, before I let you off on this, there is, whenever you go to your McGraw-Hill website and your lesson one, these lesson resources, there's a really cool crossword puzzle game that you can play. I just wanted to kind of show it to you. So you can be timed, not be timed.
Yes.
I'll just click
No.
on no, but you can kind of click through and it highlights what the clue is. Number one, it says began 5,500 years ago. It gives you a hint that says says it's 2 words. If you're not sure about a word list, you can come down here and look at word list and pick out from these ones here. And so then you would just type it in. And then whenever you're finished, you can click on this check button. Just an extra thing that you can help you out with a little bit of some vocabulary that's on here. Another thing you can do is this self-check quiz. So this is kind of a good thing to go on to, and you can kind of click on this, go through here, and may also kind of help you answer some of those questions that are in the Edpuzzle and or on that may be on your quiz at the end of this lesson or end of the chapter. So, all right, I will go ahead and stop there for you. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.